And a question I have for everybody in the audience and you, Jason, maybe you could ponder this on your show tomorrow. Maybe I'll give you a real question to talk about on your show instead of trying to gossip about me. If you have to give your money and your sons and daughters' blood to preserve the freedom of another nation, are they self-determining? I'll ask the question again. If you have to give over your sons and daughters' blood and your money to another nation for them to maintain their own freedom, are they self-determining, or are they a welfare state? Are they the same sort of welfare state at the macro level that your single black mother is at the micro level in our black communities that you'll talk about at the micro level, but you never really want to venture into that macro level? And you always want to talk about how young black men are stealing designer bags from department stores, but you never want to talk about how much money the military is stealing from the American people. And in that way, my friend, you have knowingly or unknowingly become the controlled opposition. And you're no different than Fox. You're no different than Fox at all. You may say it with a little more flavor. You may say it with a little more freedom and a little bit less structure and constraints, and you may have a longer format of dialogue, and it all ends up being just a smoke and mirror show to not really talk about the real issue. The real issue is, since our American dollar became the reserve currency for the global economy, our military has run a scam on the American people. And that's why those in your audience who say every time he uses the word military industrial complex, I check out, because you don't want to understand the scam, because you want to live in the blissful ignorance where you trade your security for freedom, which should forfeit your American citizenship by the standards of your American founding fathers, who said if you trade your freedom for security, for the false sense of security, you will have neither and you deserve neither. Well, the American military and our American dollar have been used to sort of force people into that business model. Wherever our U.S. dollar is, our American military is. Wherever our American military is, it justifies our tax money. Got to protect the national interest. Got to protect the national interest. Isn't it strange to anybody that the national interest is everywhere else but here in our nation? This is the heart of the America First ethos. Why is the national interest everywhere else but here in our nation? Where our dollar is, our military is. Where our military is needs our tax money. If we can get enough reverse vassal states. Vassal state is where you pay a bigger country empire, you pay a bigger entity to protect you, to provide security. We in America have a reverse vassal empire where we pay other countries to protect them. We pay to show up at the nightclub and be a bodyguard. You remember your days at the strip club, Jason? You remember your days at the gentleman club yourself by your own testimony? You remember the bouncers that were there at the strip club? When you come in, they pat you down, make sure you don't have a weapon. All of them are getting paid. They're not paying to do it. And if they are paying to do it, that means they're probably collecting money at the end of the night from the girls that are working. That's a whole different racket. You and I could talk about that if you ever want to really get face to face and have this debate on a real level. But I don't think you want to do that. You don't pay to be a bodyguard. You get paid. The only way you could justify paying to get a bodyguard, in this example even, of that underworld is if you get something out of it on the back end. You know, we can pay to protect all these other countries and still have an economy that's justifiable because it gives us an excuse to steal all our own people's money. Oh, no, we'll come protect you. We'll come protect you. We will uphold freedom and democracy all around the world. Our dollar's there. We'll come protect our interest. But the real scam is it gives us justification to steal our own people's shit. And that's what they've been doing. And that really is the impulse of the post-World War II Democrat liberal order. It's on all sides of the political spectrum. It throws a bunch of mud back and forth and creates this theater of political opposition, but really it's all controlled opposition. And if we get enough people fighting about cultural wedge issues like Deion Sanders and Stephen A. Smith, then we can steal all your shit. Sell out, shilling ass nigga. You understand what you're doing? I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Or maybe you do. It's hard for me to know. But at the end of the day, like I said on the show many times, whether you're in on it or ignorant to it, the net result is still the same. The people who you influence, the people who you have a chance to inspire and educate are left wanting more, needing more. Now more than ever. So you can protect Mark Levin all you want to. You can't protect him. See, the neocon is dead. I just faced the neocon here in my primary, and all the same things you tried to throw on my name is exactly what the mainstream media in the local Minnesota area tried to throw on my name in order to thwart me in this primary. But guess what? What they don't realize is when they talk about my personal flaws or baggage, quote unquote, all they're doing is mirroring Donald Trump. And that's why no matter where I was in the past, where I am today is perfectly in alignment with Donald Trump. And it's not about Republicans or Democrats. It's not about liberals or conservative. It's about nationalists and globalists, people who believe in God and people who don't, those who will challenge the status quo and those who are friend to it. And I know why you spend so much time talking about the liberals and the leftists and the progressives and so on and so forth. I know why you spend so much time painting this caricature of the radical end of the opposite political side, because the moderate, governed from the center status quo of neoliberals and neocons is right there in your own front yard, in your own backyard. Why are you still going on Fox? They know not to bring me on Fox.